Coming up on Mountain News this morning, officials are emphasizing swimming safety for the upcoming summer after a teen's death in Kentucky. And other officials are stressing the importance of regular stroke screenings.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News This Morning.
Good morning, I'm Madison Carmouche. We're just after 5:30 this Monday morning. Let's send it over to meteorologist Mace Michaels for a look at your forecast.
Hey there, Madison. We're looking at lots of heat, a little bit of humidity, but not really any rain for us today. Fog is what we're talking about, at least for the only little weather wrinkle in things out there. You can see on the WYMT camera here as we look out over much of Hazard, it looks a little foggy, but not really any foggy conditions as you look at Buffalo Mountain, although we're up above a lot of it. You look down below and it looks a little foggy and hazy in a couple of spots there. You can see it a touch. The Pikeville camera here that I was pointing at, yeah, you can see the same thing in the background, but not really any visibility problems in Moorhead, Jenkins, or London. Whitesburg in the background, it looks a little foggy as well. Temps sitting at 59 degrees, so you'll run into patchy fog. And again, here's a close-up of the Hazard camera showing you the foggy areas we're talking about. Visibility in pockets down to a half mile there in Harlan. Hazard, we do have the low visibility in spots. Ashland at a half mile and Jacksboro at 3/4. Here's a peek at the forecast. Lots of 80-degree temperatures. We are looking at some storm chances midweek. I'll have more on that coming up, Madison.
All right, Mace, thank you. A 70-year-old man is dead after suffering life-threatening injuries from a motorcycle crash in Corbin. The single vehicle crash involving a motorcycle was on Barton Mill Road. The Corbin Police Department responded around 7 p.m. with assistance from Corbin Fire, Whitley EMS, and Whitley County Coroner's Office. The name of the man has not been released at this time. We will update you with more information as it becomes available. A father and a son died after their house burned early Sunday morning. The fire occurred in Fleming Neon at Henry Hutton Drive between the hours of 9 and 10 yesterday morning. Letcher County Coroner Perry Fowler says the father was 77 and the son was 32 years old. No names have been released yet, and there is not a known cause of the fire at this time. We will update you as we learn more. A woman accused of murdering her husband has a pre-trial conference in Laurel County today. London police say 59-year-old Yolanda Lamelli called 911 in March to report that her husband had been shot and might be dead. Court documents show she repeatedly asked for her lawyer during the 911 call. She's also charged with tampering with physical evidence. Her court hearing is at 9 this morning. A pretrial conference is scheduled today in the case against Brittany Slaughter and Adam Hayes of Williamsburg. Slaughter and Hayes were arrested in November for their reported involvement in the death of 4-year-old Chloe Darnell. Darnell's body was found after deputies say she'd been missing for about a month. Officials say Slaughter was related to the child and had custody of her. Both Slaughter and Hayes are charged with murder, abuse of a corpse, and tampering with physical evidence. Their pretrial conference begins at 1 p.m. today in Whitley County. And a former Leslie County Sheriff's officer will receive his sentence today for his involvement in the murder of Tyler North in 2018. Jeremy Lewis is being charged with murder, tampering with physical evidence, and abuse of a corpse. One Wayne County, Kentucky man is behind bars after deputies responded to a reported domestic violence call. Deputies took the woman inside the home when the man began making threats to burn her belongings. Deputies asked the man to stop or they would have to arrest him. As they began the arrest, one of the deputies sustained a minor injury. Deputies also found amounts of reported methamphetamine and marijuana. Willis Murrow was taken to the Wayne County Detention Center on multiple charges. In Laurel County, the Sheriff's Office is asking for your help in identifying a suspect. Take a look at your screen. The suspect is wanted after a reported burglary of a home on Barberville Road south of London. The photo comes from surveillance video after a bike and other items were stolen. If you have any information, you are asked to call the Laurel County Sheriff's Office at 606-864-6600. Search and rescue departments are urging water safety as we begin summer swimming season. This urgent reminder comes after the Lexington community continues to mourn the loss of a teen who died after a swimming accident last Friday. The teen was found by rescuers in the water that was 7 feet deep. Crews tried resuscitating him after he didn't resurface from swimming at a local reservoir.
If you're not sure about the water, if it's not a swimming pool or something that you've been in routinely, probably not go in until you've talked to several people and understand what the risks are.
Bodkin says risks in the water are far more extreme than most people realize, from the temperature of the water, toxic materials, or even just the current. This morning will mark the start of a week-long campaign throughout all of Kentucky to encourage seatbelt usage. Kentucky State Police's Click It or Ticket campaign has been running for more than a decade and over the years has shown to have a positive impact on the community. Kentucky State Police Trooper Matt Gayhart says it's an initiative they take very seriously.
You know, Perry County and specifically a couple of years back was ranked #1 per capita in the state of Kentucky for seatbelt fatalities with no seatbelt being utilized. So it's something that we take very seriously, especially in our area. And we've seen the efforts that we've put in come down and the numbers have decreased dramatically. So it's something that we want to make sure we're staying on top of.
KSP and other emergency services will be hosting a news conference this morning at 10 a.m. at KSP Post 13 to announce the start of the campaign. Once it ends, they will host a child safety seat inspection. One motorcycle group is working to raise money for kids with special needs. WYMT's RJ Johnson caught up with the group in their efforts.
On Sunday, dozens gathered at Jenny Wiley State Resort Park to support the Cryptic Knights' bike ride.
We're blessed with this oasis in the middle of all the rain to give us this good day of riding, because yesterday or the day before it would have been less than ideal.
However, it's not just the weather that brings them together, but charity. President James Hill says they are raising money for kids with special needs in Johnson County. And through those rides and roadblocks, he says they want to help teachers that do not have a lot of money to spend on their students.
Some of the children require like a sensory swing and balls to sit on to give them stimulation to help them focus in class. And so that helps cover those expenses.
Hill says riders from other organizations also come out to support their fundraisers.
Yeah, we work closely with the Brothers Keepers and the Backwoods Vipers. They sent a very generous donation, and we also work closely with other chapters of the Kentucky Widow Sons. We all work together and serve a number of different charitable causes.
He says they also use the money for the kids as Christmas presents.
Seeing those kids' faces light up when they walk in and they're Santa Claus, and he gets to call each of their names, and they each go up one at a time, and they open those gifts, and just to see the joy on their face.
Saying it goes a long way.
We've heard reports from multiple people that the $50 gift that we get these children is it's probably the nicest gift they get, like for the whole Christmas season, which makes it even more worthwhile to get out here and try to get this money raised for the kids.
Making it all worth it. In Floyd County, RJ Johnson, WYMT Mountain News.
Hill says it is a part of their mission and value to serve the community. Community members in Corbin gathered at Parkway Ministries for a summer kickoff event, which included a free stroke screening. Baptist Health hosted a free stroke screening as part of National Stroke Awareness Month. The screening included vital sign checks, cholesterol screening, and more. Baptist Health Stroke Coordinator Joy Highfield says the event is to help educate community members on the signs of strokes and what they can do to prevent them.
So we want people to be aware of the symptoms of stroke so that they can get quick treatment. The quicker they get the treatment, the better the outcome for the patient.
Highfield says it is also important to get stroke screenings because of how prevalent strokes are in the Commonwealth. A 2023 report from the Kentucky Heart Disease and Stroke Prevention Task Force reports Kentucky had the 14th highest mortality rate for strokes in the U.S. in 2021. The free stroke screening was also a part of Baptist Health's 100 Days of Service, a community outreach initiative that celebrates its 100th year anniversary. Each month, Baptist Health focuses on a different healthcare need for our community. Executive Director of Nursing, Clinical and Regulatory Services, Teresa Cobb, says having the free stroke screening is just one example of how Baptist Health is able to give back to the community.
We are a service-driven healthcare system, so it is very meaningful for us to be able to reach out to our community, our neighbors, our friends, people we go to church with, and offer this service for them.
Cobb says being able to partner with Parkway Ministry during their summer kickoff event was a perfect opportunity for care and stroke risk assessment. When we return, a Beatle as a billionaire. It's finally happened decades after the band first formed.
Few foggy areas to talk about around the region this morning. We're in the mid-50s here in Hazard, but wow, you can see the low clouds and the foggy spots. Full forecast on when we may see some rain coming up.